Good morning, students. In our previous lecture, we have started with practice set 1.1 and we have solved till question number 4. Also, students, in our previous lecture, we have learned sums based on betweenness property. Let's understand few more sums based on that type and let us complete this practice set today in this lecture. Let's start question number 5. Okay, now students, when we talk about geometry, students, remember students, whenever we are solving sums in geometry, we need to follow a certain pattern. So that's what I'm going to make you understand today, right? First thing in geometry, whenever we are writing a particular sum, we write given. We write given. Now what exactly is given? Now after reading the question, whatever we understand about the given things, that's what we write in given. Like let's take question number 5 over here. They have given us that point x, y, z are collinear points. Okay, let's write down this. Points x, y and z are collinear. Right? Also students, they have given you certain distance. Distance xy is 17. Distance yz is 8. Right? They have asked you to find distance xz. This is what they have asked us to find in this question. Let's see students now. Let's try and understand the question. First of all, what they have given us, point x, y, z, they are collinear points. Now what exactly do we mean by collinear points? Okay, now if you have set of 3 points and if through this set of 3 points, if a straight line can pass through it, then we say that such points are termed as collinear points. And remember students, if the points are collinear, there will be definitely a betweenness property among them. So that's what you need to understand students. Let us recollect what I have said just now. If a line passes through a set of 3 or more points, then such points are termed as collinear points. And if the points are collinear, definitely there will be a betweenness property existing among those points. So let's arrange these points now. X, y and z. Correct? Now let's substitute the values what they have given. Xy, they have given you 17. Yz, they have given you 8. Asked you to find distance xz. Distance xz. Now students, here we can notice that it is x dash y dash z. You know students, in betweenness property I told you a greater distance is always equal to sum of the two smaller distance. If it is x dash y dash z, here according to the figure the greater distance seems to be xz. Now this xz is made up of 2 parts, xy and yz. So whenever there is to find, remember students, always in geometry we are going to write solution. And if there is a figure in geometry, always make it a point that for presentation purpose a figure is always drawn on the right hand side. Okay, so these are the few basic things that I want you to understand whenever you solve sums in geometry. So remember students, this is the basic pattern that you are going to follow. Given. Given means what you understand from the question. What are the values which are written in the question? All these things we are going to mention in given. Then what the question asked us to find. So all that what we are supposed to find will come in the column of to find. Right? And whenever in geometry there is to find, we always write solution. So these are the basic instructions to be followed whenever we are solving sums in geometry from now on. Also, if there is a figure related to that sum, always make sure that the figure is on the right hand side. Okay, this is just for your presentation purpose. Now let's start with the sum. First step. Now as we know students, here xz is the greater distance. So can we say over here that distance xz is made up of two parts. Distance xy plus distance yz. Correct? Bracket reason has to be there, because whenever you are doing solution in geometry, it is made up of two parts, students. Okay, one we call it as a statement part, and the next part will be a reason part in geometry. So whenever we write any statement in geometry, okay students, whenever we write any statement in geometry, there has to be a specific reason to it. Always remember students, the solution part in geometry is made up of two things, statement and a reason. Like if I am writing this, distance xz is equal to distance xy plus distance yz, it means it has to be supported with certain reason. That is what I have simply written is a greater distance is equal to sum of the two smaller distance. Where we have learned this? Obviously students, betweenness property. So to represent the betweenness property, I am going to write x dash y dash z. So always remember students, in geometry a solution is made up of two parts. It's a statement and a reason has to be given for whatever statement that you are writing in geometry. Let us substitute the values now. It's very simple students. xy value is 17. So over here we write 17 plus 8. Now we just need to add the values. Now if we add the values 17 plus 8, it is 25 units. So students, this is how we are going to solve this question number 5 of practice set 1.1. Okay, let's go further. Let's understand the sum. Let's see further question number 6. There are few sub questions that we need to discuss. So let's write the given information. First thing they have given to you is that given a dash b dash c, then they have given you length of AC is 11, then length of BC is 6.5. To find is length of AB question mark. Now understand this question number 6 students over here. They have given you sketch proper figure and answer the following questions. It means we have to draw the figure for it. Now we know students, if it is a dash b dash c, how to draw the figure. Let's draw a segment over here and it is a dash b dash c, right? Let's write down the values into it. What is given? Length of AC. So this full AC is given 11, correct? Then they have given you BC. BC means this part, 6.5, correct? Any problem students over here? Similarly, now we are supposed to find AB according to the question. So we have sketched the figure. Now let's do the solution. So in our solution, first step, now it is given a dash b dash c, correct students? So if it is a dash b dash c, according to the figure, the greater distance is AC. So what do we write students over here? AC, that is length of AC, is equal to length of AB plus length of BC, right students? Because here AC is made up of two parts, AB and BC. bracket reason will come a dash b dash c. Now one more thing students, if you compare this sum with this, if you notice students, here I have written distance and now I am writing here the length. Now remember students, distance and length is one and the same. If I want to define a length of the segment, what I would say, that distance between any 2 point, okay, the distance between any 2 point is called as the length of the segment. So that's why I can represent this as distance xz, or I can also represent it as length. Okay, so both are one and the same. So don't get confused with that, sir, you have written here d and here you have written l. Both are one and the same. Now let's substitute the value. Distance AC, according to the figure, it is 11. Let us substitute AB. Okay, AB we don't know, so write as it is, and BC. BC is 6.5. Now students, what are we doing? We are taking numbers on the same side. So what I am doing is, this is plus 6.5 goes on the other side, becomes minus. So basically we have is length of AB will be now 11 minus 6.5. Correct students? So 11 minus 6.5, and students, the answer for this will be 4.5 units. So we have length of AB is equal to 4.5 units. Is it clear students? Let's discuss one more problem based on this students. Okay. Let's understand one more problem based on this type. Let's see. Question number 6. Third one we will discuss. They have given us here. Let us write the given information. X dash y dash z. Length of xz is 3 root 7. Length of xy is root 7. Asked you to find length of yz. Correct students? So let's discuss this sum. Now as you know students, first thing we have to sketch the figure for this. So let us sketch the figure. This is x dash y dash z. So let's do it. X, y and z. Okay students, let's see further. Xz is given to us 3 root 7. So let us represent this in the figure. This is 3 root 7. Xy is given. Xy is root 7. What they have asked you to find? Find yz. Okay students, find yz. So again we know students, it is x dash y dash z. So let us apply betweenness property. So let's start with our solution over here now. First point, we know according to the figure, the greater distance is xz. So let's write down xz, and it is made up of two parts. The two parts are xy and yz. So it is length of xy plus length of yz. Correct? So we know this is according to betweenness property. So in bracket reason x dash y dash z. Correct? The next step is substituting the value. So according to the figure, xz is 3 root 7. So 3 root 7 xy, it is root 7. Yz, they have asked you to find. So I'm writing it as it is. Now again the same thing, students. We take numbers on one side. So this is plus root 7 goes on the other side. Okay, it becomes minus root 7. So we have length of yz is equal to 3 root 7 minus root 7. Now over here, students, what do we need to understand? Suppose 3 root 7 minus root 7. Now how to calculate? I will give you one simple example for this. Suppose it is given to you 3x minus x. Right, students? So what we are going to write now? 3x minus x. We have done this. We know in our lower standard we have studied like terms can be added or subtracted. So 3x minus x will give us what? 2x. Similarly, students, now assume that in place of this root 7 there is x. So what will be my calculation? It will be 3x minus x. So what is the answer? 2x. So it will be 2x. But what I told you here, in place of x, what is there? Root 7. So I am going to write 2 root 7. So this will be your answer. Okay, students, this we are going to study in detail about these type of calculation in algebra in our topic called surds, right? Real numbers, that's what it's actually a part of real numbers, that is surds. So you are going to study in detail about that. But right now this is the way you can link it up. If 3x minus x is 2x, so similarly it is more or less same like this. Instead of x there is root 7. So we are going to say 3 root 7 minus root 7 is equal to 2 root 7 units. Okay, so that's what we are going to do in this type. Okay, let's continue further. Let's do the last sum of this practice set, and this will bring us to the end of practice set 1.1. Okay, students, so let's understand the question. Question number 7. What they have given you, a question is very simple over here. Question number 7. Which figure is formed by joining 3 non-collinear points? Correct. So let's take any 3 non-collinear points. Let's say the 3 non-collinear points are A, B and C. Now students, let us recollect first what are non-collinear points. Now if a straight line cannot pass through a set of 3 points, then such points are termed as non-collinear points. So look at these points now, A, B, C. We cannot have a straight line which is passing through all these 3 points, and hence students, these points are termed as non-collinear points. Now the question is, they have asked you very clearly, which figure is formed by joining these points. So let's join these points now. Suppose first I am joining BC, correct? Then I am joining AB, and then I am joining AC. So what type of figure is formed? Obviously students, when we join 3 non-collinear points, the figure formed is a triangle. So we are going to write a triangle is formed by joining 3 non-collinear points. Okay, students. So students, this brings us to the end of practice set 1.1. Is it clear, students? There is one sum, question number 6, sub question 2. You can practice at home, that I have not discussed with you, but it's more or less based on this same concept, so you can practice that at home, students. So now what are you going to do, students? In your geometry notebook, make sure that practice set 1.1 is written in your notebook. Okay, till then students, practice the problems of this practice set. So students, bye, take care and stay safe at home. Thank you.